Hi, this is Jonathan Gower and we're here to talk about mixed age range classes. So Jonathan, people say it is absolutely no harder to teach a class with mixed age range than it is to teach any class. After all, you always have a wide range of abilities. So why is it any different?
Well, I guess that's true, but I guess it's true that teaching any class is quite difficult because in any class you have got a wide range of abilities, and the key is about knowing the children really well, knowing what they know and remember, knowing what you're trying to build on, knowing how they learn and the things that will enthuse them. And in a mixed age class, you're going to have a wider range of that. So the skills that you need when you're teaching a single year group class are going to be under even more demand when you're teaching a mixed year group class.
And Jonathan, are some mixed year groups harder than others?
Yeah, there definitely are. So I think year 2 to year 3, that's really difficult. I think year 4 and year 5, if that's shared,
Why?
it's really difficult. It's to do with the curriculum. It's to do with the way that the curriculum's organised. So there's a big line, isn't there, between Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2, and suddenly the curriculum changes for year 3s from what they might have been doing in year 2. So in something like history, the approach to history in Key Stage 1 is quite different to the approach to history in Key Stage 2. And if you've got year 2 and year 3 in the class together, you've got to find a way of making sense of that.
Jonathan, is it harder to plan for a mixed age range class than it is for any old class?
It's definitely going to be harder, and it's going to be harder mainly because you've got to be an expert in more areas of the curriculum. So you don't just know the year 5 curriculum, you know the year 4 and the year 5 curriculum, double the work. So it's definitely harder. And then it's harder because you've got to coordinate the two, because it's unlikely that you're going to want to teach those children entirely separately all of the time. Teach the year 4s, teach the year 5s, find something for the year 4s to do while you're teaching the year 5s. It's much more likely that you're going to be integrating at some points. So you've got that complexity of working out what are the things that we can do together as a class, what things do we need to do separately, and in what order.
And do you think more help should be given to people who are teaching?
Well, definitely there should be more help given to people who are teaching. We're all for that. It's a really, really demanding job. And if you've got a mixed age class in particular, I think it does have that additional demand. Or if not additional, it kind of intensifies the demand about knowing the curriculum and knowing the children.
What support do you think can be provided that help with these demands?
So a couple of things come to mind. One, it's really helpful if someone else has done the thinking about how the curriculums can fit together. So simply somebody going through the objectives and working out which ones you could group together sensibly in a lesson so that one year group could be learning and that would be helpful to the other year group as they're learning something separately. I think if someone's done that sort of thinking takes days of effort. And so if someone's done that thinking for you, that's really helpful. I think the other thing that's really helpful in terms of support is those sorts of teaching techniques that work for mixed age classes. So sometimes people talk about peeling off. So you're doing an input for the whole class on the carpet, but you don't wait until the end before some children go off to an activity. Now, once someone's told you about that teaching technique, you can use that in all sorts of different lessons. So if there's a resource that shows you what the objectives could be and how they could be spread and gives you some examples of to sort of widen your repertoire of teaching techniques, I think that could be really helpful.